أن محمدا رسول الله. أشهد أن علي ولي الله. أشهد أن علي حجة الله. حي على الصلاة. حي على الصلاة. حي على الفلاح. حي على الفلاح. حي على خير العمل. حي على خير العمل. الله أكبر الله أكبر. لا إله إلا الله. لا إله إلا الله.
बर मोहम्मद वाले मोहम्मद सलावत अल्लाहुम्मा सल्ली अला Muhammad wa ali Muhammad wa ajil farjum. Saab, with your permission. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. This is, I mean, as everybody knows, ICON was actually established with the main objective to address the needs of youth, and one of our prime objectives is to groom our younger generation and kind of bring the youth back to the institutions where we might think that they might not be gathering interest, and that's why we have actually taken this initiative to start youth programs. And thanks for Al-Ajal STEM initiative. Inshallah, Brother Ali is gonna speak to you about what STEM Al-Ajal STEM initiative is inshallah all about. Without further delay, I would like to invite Mr. Ali Raza Asar to give his speech on technology. Thank you very much. Bar Muhammad wa ali Muhammad salawat.
Assalamu alaikum. Thank you, Maulana. First of all, thank you so much for making those that far that you came over here. We were thinking about this particular banner, Al-Ajal STEM initiative, right? What we should bring to our community. So we were thinking about IT, definitely. Then we think about medical field also. So when we talk about technology, we thought that there are 3 or 4 buzzword is really buzzword right now. And after ChatGPT, people are talking about ChatGPT more and talking about artificial intelligence. And now in real world, people see what are the application of the AI. So this particular slide is nothing but will ignite your mind. What is out there? We talk about what. We are not going to talk about why and how. And if you guys are interested, we'll talk about how and why later. But this will really give you a perspective that what is out there, right? So this particular 3 pillars which we did. Number 1 is the AI, game, and blockchain. The outline or overview of this particular presentation is, if you have any question, please ask right there and then, number 1. Number 2, then we will, Brother Ali will talk about what is STEM. And number 3, I think, which is very important also, that what we need to bring to the table into the marketplace from the hardcore skills perspective and from the soft core. This is a very important slide. And then we talk about the next steps. So let's talk about AI a little bit. So if you think about AI, there are different dimensions. And when you talk about AI, you always say that it's artificial intelligence. But under that, there are different type of artificial intelligences. If you see many use cases means there's many examples that people use AI in marketing pricing to forecast. So one may argue that marketing forecast has been there for last how many decades, right? So how people used to do that before? People used to do that through statistical analysis or modeling. That is not AI. That is a mathematics, right? But now people are doing AI into market pricing. Number 2, anomaly deduction. Anomaly deduction means is to really understand the data, apply the AI tools, and then understand the data. That means that, for example, if I want to see how many people are not using the IVR system in the banking, when you call banks, right? We have 3 interfaces, either chatbot, right, small chatbot, or maybe you call the customer service a human, or maybe you then use the IVR system, the automated system, right? So the data will drive us which kind of tool we are using. And of course, when you go to business environment, they would like you to use more automated system. So anomaly detection is nothing but analyze the data, coming up with a solution, and then automate that solution as much as you can. Fraud detection. So fraud detection, everybody knows, right? If I'm the user of let's suppose one credit card, and I'm always shopping around East Coast, not in West Coast. And if, for example, my card is being used in North America more, but not in South Asia, if there is any fraud or any outliers or any transaction which has happened into South Asia, then they will deduct, the system will deduct, and your credit card would be shut off, right? So this is nothing but an unsupervised learning. We'll talk about that more, but again, I just want to let you know that AI is being used in many places. Number 3 is text-based sentimental analysis. So what happens is we have, like, for example, there's a use case, there's an application we did where we were downloading the data, we were analyzing the document, and based on that, we were doing prediction. And that prediction is through AI modeling. Number 3 is the conversation user interface, which is nothing but the chatbot, but the chat GPT is what it does, that they have already model available. When you send the request to chat GPT, it goes through their modeling, it collects the data from the internet, and then it spit out the data into your response feed, which you see that, right? That is nothing but an AI where you use in conversational interface. Then after that, we use that in intelligent document processing. What does that mean? That where we get the document, we analyze the document, we deduct the data, whatever we need to deduct, and then after that we feed into different system. That is nothing but a document analyzer, or maybe using NLP. Now the point is, these are the jargon's word. Point is, whatever you want to automate, you can automate through the AI. The difference between automation and AI, automation has a set rules, right? That, okay, you go to this road. I mean, if you want to go to Syasat, right? You take this 495, and those are rules already built in, right? But there are some times you need to train those particular modeling. You need to train the system. Training the system means, if you have example cat and dog, right? How we know that it's a cat, how we know it's a dog? Because we know that from the day one, that this is a photo of cat, this is a photo of dog, and we got trained, right? And now there's a different color of cat, we say, okay, this is a cat. The same mechanism work in AI. We first feed the data, we tell computer what type of data it would be, and then we give them a result, and then after that we provide more data, and based on more data it will say that it's cat or dog. Very basic example. The same idea is over here in AI. We feed the data, we tell the system what kind of data it is, then after that we give more data and find out what kind of data we have provided before. The example of cat and dog maybe, and if you provide, for example, cow to that particular machine learning model, it gets confused because the data is not even there. Cow data is not there. So anyway, so we use those kind of AI examples in different categories, right? How we can do it, why we are doing it, why we never thought about it. I was reading the other day, AI concept was introduced in 1955. Okay, but the point is, AI was not really popular at that time. Why? Because we did not have resources. Because in order to provide the data, analyze the data, and come up with the category of cat and dog, you need a lot of data, and you need to process the data. And therefore, we need more computing power. Hence, in 1955, we did not have any. To create the computer, just a perspective, it takes around $1,000 for only 64 GB computer at that time in 1999. We did not have resources, but now we have more resources through cloud computing. Hence, AI is getting more popular. So as you know that if you type any query in ChatGPT, one query when you fire is 2 cents charged to Microsoft Azure, because all the infrastructure behind the ChatGPT is Azure. When you trigger or fire one query, it's 2 cents. So my point is, now the infrastructure cost is down, hence the AI is more and more very evolving, and it's getting more popular. So I hope you understand the AI perspective. In order to create any model, we need a data, we need to process the data, we need to create and we need to create the model, and model, it's a different topic. And then after that we predict. If the prediction is less than 50%, then we need to provide more data and create the model until the point we get the accuracy of 50% or 60%. Again, if I go in details, you get confused, but point is this, right? These are the use cases, and the objective of the seminar is to just ignite your mind to see there are different examples or use cases we use AI and machine learning. Now there's another topic about machine learning. It's totally different branch, right? But machine learning is nothing but it's a fancy word. That means that we get the data, we create a model, and we do the prediction. And then we decide whether that model is accurate or not. If accurate, then we move forward, like cat and dog example, right? If machine or your model is still confused that it's whether cat or dog, it means that you're not providing enough data. Hence, whatever you implement in AI, you need more and more data to implement AI to create the model, and then you inference or predict. You guys follow me so far? Any question? So now, let's move on to, yes. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, definitely. Thank you. So any use cases you can think of, any AI use cases you can think, any buzzword or anything you want to talk about that you don't know, whether it's AI example, it's automation, any question around so far? What kind of question you may have when you think about AI, apart from GPT, chat GPT? So robotics example, good example. Robotics is nothing but any function which is recursive, which is repeatable, you can automate that, right? So now there's a chatbot, a bot itself. For example, UiPath. UiPath is nothing but the program that could automate through the programming, and that will create I would say a code that is repeatable. That is a bot. So they call it RPA, robotics processing analysis. Any task you do, any task any task, if it is reusable, repeatable, you create the bot. So it's a fancy word again, right? And we do that in programming language on all along, right? Anything, whatever we do manually, we can automate through the programming language. Is called robotics. But automation is different, AI is different. So there are two types of AI. So a little bit go deeper. One is supervised learning, the other one is unsupervised learning. In supervised learning, we say this is dog and this is cat. We provide the data. In unsupervised learning, we don't say what is cat and dog. System learns automatically, right? So automation is nothing but the set rules which you automate. Supervised learning, we feed the data, then what type of data it is. And unsupervised learning, we just don't give anything. It just system learns it. How Tesla is learning the autopilot. It learns the curve, it learns the right and left, and it learns the different towns. It's just collecting the data. Hence, their autopilot is not really mature. Why? Because it's not enough data, right? If they provide the data, then it is too much data. So anyway, so those are automation is different, AI is different, supervised learning is different, machine learning is different, and neural network is different. So we go deep into more later on, but that's thing. Hmm. 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 Yeah, so I start off, see, that's a problem. Why? Because when I started learning, right? So I was like, I need to learn stats. I need to learn mathematics. I need to learn different type of algorithms. I need to learn machine language. So I recommend one course in Udemy. It start off from the basic concept, right? What is modeling? It goes back to our, our 11th or 12th grade of stats. Understand math. I have a small course, and I can find out from Coursera. I can recommend it. So number one is mathematics. Number two is statistics. Number three is then programming, and number four is cloud computing. So those are four things. Again, mathematics, statistics, programming, and then cloud computing. The four things are necessary. Now, in that, the number one thing is what type of AI modeling you want to do. You want to solve the I don't know the slide. You want to solve, for example, processing use case problems. You want to solve the chat problems or robotics problem, chatbot problems. You want to solve. So in AI, there are different type of library, right? So first, fundamentally math, stats, programming, and cloud. Yeah, but it's not. It's if you want to do it, I think this is the time to do it, because according to Gartner is an industry standard. They're saying in 2030 everything will drive through the AI, even the coding itself. You don't need to write the code. You just write your statement. It will create the code snippet, and then you put your business logic inside it. So I must say that please learn the fundamental, especially into the workplace, because that will really help you. Whether you are accountant, whether you are any type of business, whether you're a business analyst, you must know the AI component a little bit so that you can talk about it, because everything. So when we talk about digital transformation, right? Transformation is not about technology. Transformation is about your business process, how you think, how you're allocating your resources, how you're going to deploy those resources, and then after that you transform and put the technology. Technology is last end. First end is business, how you're transforming it and putting the technology. Yeah. Another question could be how long it will take, right? So the way I would do it through the certification, right? AWS has the certification on AI specialty. It takes only 3 months to prepare. And all the things which I said, number one is fundamentals, stats and math. Number two is a little bit of coding. And number three is cloud computing. If you do three things in 3 months, at least you can know how to do it a little bit. And there is no hands-on required, nothing. You don't need to touch the keyboard. All you need to understand is concepts, right? So, and in order to go in professional field, I can guarantee in 9 months you can go into professional field. And right now it's a good time to go. You know why? Because people don't know. People don't know. People are still figuring it out. You say, hey, this is an elephant. It's very big leg. Maybe it's an elephant. We don't know. Same thing. So this is the right time to be in the AI. So this is AI is number one. And number two, now that feed into another topic is blockchain. So crypto, right? It was 2017. I was very excited about crypto. I don't know whether you followed or not. 2017 September, the Ethereum was $200, and then it went up until December. It went up until 1,200, 1,300, and it went down to $100 after 2 years. Nobody cared about the crypto. Nobody cared about crypto after 2018 bubble. I was very curious. What is this blockchain? And I saw a very good documentary on YouTube. It's called Bitcoin Rise and Rise and Rise. It was amazing. I was saying, okay, this is the only way to make money, but it never happened. It didn't happen. And then again, the hype came 2 years back, and see what happened. Bitcoin went. You know what Elon did? The Bitcoin was 30. He said, I'm gonna buy a Bitcoin. And Bitcoin went up to 75, and now it's 22. Point is not about crypto, it's about the technology behind. So technology is very interesting. Technology is currently, and if you think about it, number one, who's the founder of Bitcoin? We don't know. Who wrote the paper? We don't know. Who published the paper? We don't know. When the document was published in 2009, where in cryptographic portal, there was a portal cryptographic. Over there, somebody wrote a paper. They believe that some British, they believe some Saudi Indian. We don't know who did this. What he came up with the idea, he was, that was very true. 2008 and 9, this financial bubble bust, right? So, and he thought it's bust because of the centralization of the banking. He wants to decentralize that. He wants not to have governed of those central. So currently, if you want to send money to maybe in Asia, right, you give to bank, then go through a channel, and then somebody will give them money over there. So they are governed by an entity. What he said, he or she who wrote the paper, he said this is not a good idea. The idea is we need to decentralize that. We need to have a distributed ledger system. So currently we have one ledger, account payable and account receivable. It's one ledger, right? Everybody sees that ledger. He said why one entity is going to govern that. It should be distributed. Hence, he created an idea of blockchain. And currently, blockchain has been, according to Gartner, I don't know why I'm not changing my slide. Cannot change my slide right now. Can you see the slide? Okay. So currently, what happens is in banking too, right? Nobody would like to govern. And if you see from the newspaper perspective right now, they are much more putting more regulation on crypto, right? Number one, asset managers, all the stock exchange, all the hedge fund managers, they're adopting cryptocurrency. They're adopting Ethereum more, less Bitcoin, right? But the application of Bitcoin, of the blockchain is very interesting. So, oh, is it?
Yeah, because it's not
Responding?
just you might need to restart. Yeah.
Oh, I don't know what happened. Okay. All right. I can move over here. So this is very important slide to me. This is from Gartner. This Gartner is a very standard document, industry standard, where they publish different type of research, right? So this was a centralized idea 10 years back or 8 years back. It went to partial decentralization, and it went to decentralization. If you see the control, right, over here in centralized is more control, high control, medium control, and over here is low control. And we trust on algorithm high, medium, and low. When somebody will control, means that they are manual controlling. So the use case is very interesting. I was going to a site, and Walmart would like to, yeah. Blockchain is very, yeah. So we have a general ledger, a central general ledger. We need to decompose a ledger. So I have my own ledger. Brother Raza has own ledger. Maulana has own ledger. Nobody owns one central ledger. Everybody has their own ledger. That is called decentralization of anything. I could see only those things what Raza exposed it to me. Maulana exposed certain field which I can see, and I can expose different certain things which I can see. The ledger is accessible to anyone and everyone, but not anybody can see that. That is a blockchain to me, right? That's a one flavor of a blockchain. For example, Walmart. Walmart would like to trace their one product from farmer up until their warehouse, okay? And they had a ledger in between. Who sold this? Who got this? Where went to into a supply chain from the wholesale to the retailer, and how it went to this particular store. Now, in general ledger, they see everybody's a farm. I mean, who's selling this? Who's providing this from the supply chain? Number one. Number two is then how it's going to be going to the wholesale market, and then how it is distributed. It's part of the general ledger. Everybody can see that ledger. Like entries, right? Entries, for example, Raza has this farming in Utah, and he's creating this cucumbers, for example. He's selling this then to you, Ali, right? You are a wholesaler. Then you sell it to me. I am a retailer. Then you sell it to Walmart. Walmart is just putting it into the warehouse. That's one entry. Yes. Huh? You're right. It will remain in the ledger. Nobody, because everybody is encrypted. Everything is encrypted, and only you can see the entries, whatever you're entitled to see. If you're exposing that field, then Ali would see the how much it costs Raza to manufacture or to farm this cucumbers, right? Correct. To yes, exactly, correctly. The asset, yeah. Right, exactly. Yes, exactly. Right. So before it was very difficult to do a traceability. If what happened that Walmart 2 years back, they wanted to ban your cucumber, for example. Why? Because there were some problems. So they did not know who manufactured it. Is Raza did, or Kazim did, or who manufactured it? So before it was a big gigantic ledger, right? Before it was a big gigantic ledger, and traceability was very difficult, right? Now through the blockchain, because it's a chain, right? So I can do the traceability who that particular brand of cucumber came from where, and we need to stop over there, right? So this is the application which I can see it's a real world use case, number one. Number two, the other use case is, like, for example, we process the voting process, which is a proxy voting in share department. So we do a voting process. So voting process we do through the blockchain, where you can vote whatever you're entitled to vote for that particular agenda, for example, right? So point is this, right? Currently, there are only 20% of the people who knows the blockchain. Only 20. Most of the people, they know about crypto. They know crypto, mostly Bitcoin and Ethereum, right? If you really into it, you first need to understand the Ethereum a little bit better. Number one. Number two is, and learning Ethereum is not really a big deal. It takes only 2 months or maybe 3 months to understand the fundamental of Ethereum. What is token means? Token is nothing but 128-bit hashtag, which is nothing but encrypted text, right? And that has the next chain, and then that has the next chain, right? And through that, you can see different kind of other crypto, which is nothing but ADA and different type of different algorithm. They use the fundamental, they use the Ethereum. At our workplace, we do not really focus on blockchain a lot, because one, people think that it's not very lucrative. Number two, they cannot really make more money out of it. Number three, they are not real world application. However, there is, in our company, we manage assets, whether it's a security asset or whether it's a real estate asset. When you manage real estate asset, let's suppose I have one house. I own the house, but I want to give one share of the house, small portion, to Raza, for example. So what they do, they get this physical form, they change it into a digital form, and that digital form, once they have it, then they give the piece of the digital form to everyone. So they manage their real estate asset through the token also. This is another application, but again, this is concept, it's not really an application so far, right? So physical form to digital. So currently, right, a company, Apple, is a physical form. they have the shares, right? Share is nothing but the physical form into digital form, and then after that then you buy and sell shares. Same thing in real estate or real assets. You can use blockchain because you decompose that digitally into different blocks, and that blocks would be sellable. That's another idea, but again, it's just the idea. So this is number 2 about the blockchain. The concept of blockchain is, number 1, is really hard to understand. There is no implementation so far, and there are very handful of people. But according to, again, Gartner, they are saying that in 2035, there are 60% people is going to adopt blockchain technology, especially into financial services, because there are some application over there. Not in other sector, but financial sector, yes, there are. So if you're interested, right, again, there's a course in Udemy and Coursera. If you're really interested, I can send you a link. You take that course. I did it like 3 years back when crypto was very hyped up. And after that, I don't see any application into my workplace. So I'm not using blockchain anymore. But if you're interested, there are certifications. There are open source communities where you can really chime in. So there are 3 or 4 different careers in blockchain. One is business analyst who understand blockchain. Number 2 is developer. Number 3 is the product owner or the product manager, how to capture the value through the blockchain. Okay, so after that, the next is, so these are the examples like loyalty and reward program. It's very interesting point. So I'm a Marriott customer for last 15 years, and I have a rewards, right? And each reward you can buy, you can have a free 1-night stay anywhere. But this reward system is only for Marriott. There is Hilton has another reward system. Movenpick has another reward system. We can create a universal reward system to give the reward to everyone through the blockchain technology. And there are some use cases. I participated in a hackathon 3 years back. There are some, but I'm not sure whether you can monetize this idea or not. Banking opportunities, there are more, like I said before, like payment opportunities, commercial banking opportunities, right? So whenever, have you guys used the crypto? Whenever you send the token to Binance, have you done that before? That is nothing but it's a part of your chain. If you go to a Ethereum blockchain, when you transfer your token, right, that token, when you transfer to Binance, another transaction, you can see that transaction into the chain. So payment system is easy through the blockchain because we can send money anywhere or token anywhere and then we can cash out. Mortgage industry, again, they are using it, but there is no lucrative use case yet so far. So gaming. It's very interesting. I wish Muhammad is here. My son, he loves games. It's interesting to know that now the gaming dimension has changed from whatever I grew up with, which is nothing but Atari and Commodore 64, and I'm thinking about it, Nintendo. But now it's changed. Everything's changed. And when they change, I heard the phrase, change is the only constant thing which you really think of all the time, and that's really true, right? So if you want to be a gamer, right? So I was thinking about slide, what should I do? Should I go in deep? Should I go to technology? I thought, no, maybe I should really tell you what kind of role in gaming sector is. You can be a gaming artist. You can be a 3D artist. You can be an animator. You can be a designer, and then you can be a tester. See, over here, there is no coding over here because those are the soft side of the gaming. The actual side is you need a coder, you need a game developer, you need a designer, you need to be a person who can really craft the gaming, right? So currently the game are using cloud. Number 2 is social network event. Number 3 is if you really want to be in gaming world, you must understand the programming a little bit, or maybe you can see where you are fall into this particular categories, right? And then whenever I play Fortnite, in under the hood, what happens that there is an instance onto the cloud is going to be created, and then in that particular instance, all your persona or your profile is being created automatically, and that will connect you to different user onto social media, right? Again, I'm not sure if you want to be in this field. It's very interesting. Why? Because Roblox, right? Roblox is a platform. They announced a year back that if you create engaging gaming, we will give you X amount of money. It's a company. They launched their stocks 1.5 years back, and it's a platform, right? You can create your own animation. You can create your own steps of the game by using their language. So you can do all these things by using the gaming platform. According to them, 50% of the game development complaints worked on AR and VR projects. So you know that Facebook changed their logo to Metaverse. Their application, Maulana, would be you put the glass and virtually you are in Walmart, you put the stuff into the cart, you go to checkout, and that thing would be there into your home in 2 months. Oh, sorry, in 2 hours. 2 hours. And you feel that you are in Walmart, you feel that. And they created a different infrastructure. So currently the stock went down from 400 to 200, it went down to 100. Why? Because this guy, Mark Zuckerberg, is putting a lot of money into expenditure, capital expenditure, right? And if you want to be in this field, you should really focus on AR and VR. It is the next generation gaming platform. And I think our kids would be really having goggles all the time. So this and 152 billion of revenue was generated in the gaming industry in 2019. So that means that after this paradigm shift, whatever Metaverse is doing, I'm telling you that this is the field you need to be, because everything would be virtually. Your shopping experience, your college university experience. If you want to go to a college and you want to see how the college look like, just put the goggles and then you'll be in the college. So things are very interesting. It's going to be very, very interesting, right? So this is gaming, and then I would ask Brother Ali to really give the concept, what is STEMP, why we took this initiative, right? And what are the things we are going to cover in STEMP, right? What does that mean? And how can we contribute towards the society? Literally, that was the thinking process when we were in think tank. There are 3-4 people into the think tank, and we are very thrilled, and I hope that we are contributing. With that, I'm asking Ali to please come and talk about STEM a little bit.
Let's begin with another loud salawat, please. Salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. So how many of you guys know what the word STEM stands for? We have one person. Anyone else? Anyone who's young should know. Oh. What does STEM stand for? Do you know? Yes. Close. What is it? Engineering and math. Yes. Salawat Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. So around, I would say, this became a hot topic about 5-6 years ago, when a lot of technology companies like Facebook, Google realized that, a lot of people living in the US weren't focusing on STEM. So what they were seeing was they had to outsource to places like India or China, right? And the problem they got there was they would say something and they would get back something else. So for example, they say we want a car and they get back a bike, meaning it wasn't translating correctly. What they were telling them what to do, what to design, and what they got back wasn't exactly up to spec. So what they thought was maybe it would be a good idea to introduce STEM early on in the program, when in middle schools and in high schools. We also realized that at a certain age, around the age of 12, many students would move away from math and science, especially girls. They would go towards soft sciences, right? And if you, as you know right now, if you're a woman, if you're a girl and you want to go into the workforce, STEM is the great place to be because it allows you a lot of flexibility. Meaning you can work from home, you can work part-time, and then you can also take care and provide for the family. And same for the brothers. Now, since COVID, everyone's working from home. that a good thing or a bad thing? I'm not sure. Depends. Sometimes you want to be out of the house as much as you want. Anyway, so we thought, if you go back the origin of STEM and technology and computers, how do we get there, right? You have to go back 8 and 9 centuries back, right? Brother Aliraza talked about algorithms, right? The term algorithm comes from where? Anyone know? Is it English? Is it Greek? Yeah. Arabic, yeah, right. Arabic also, the word philosophy, right? It's also Arabic as well, right? Falsafa, right? So, and if we go back even further, we realize some of the technologies that we see today come from, again, the origin of in math and science technology. And I was reading somewhere recently, actually, when I was in college, I heard this, where Europe was in the Dark Ages, meaning, they were going through a situation where education, if you were a scientist, you were going to be killed, right? Because they thought it was going, if you thought the earth was round and not flat, that you're a heretic. But at the same time, the Muslims, especially during the time of Imam Jafar Sadiq alayhi salam, there was advancements being made. They were looking to see not just, why, but how, right? And then during that process, they started translating many of the works of philosophers like Aristotle and Socrates, right? And they became the experts in that, right? Ibn Farabi, for example, was an expert. Ibn Sina was an expert in these sciences. In fact, Ibn Sina, how many who Ibn Sina is? Or Avicenna, he's actually the father of modern science. So one of the first things that you learn when you're learning about science is a scientific method. Anyone know where that came from? In fact, it was a direct student of Imam Jafar Sadiq alayhi salam who came up with the scientific method. You observe, you make a hypothesis, and then you do your experiment, right? Although all those are from what? The origins of STEM. So wouldn't it be nice to be the leaders in that same field as well, right? We should. And there are many Muslim countries are experts in their fields. I think we need to do more of that, right? So that's why we thought, it would be great to initiate and start a program on STEM, not just for, obviously for young youth as well, but also young adults and professionals, right? Brother Liza talked about, for example, blockchain, when he talked about AI. You don't have to be a scientist to be part of AI. There are different fields, like you mentioned, you can be like a banker, but you have to know how to use or utilize AI in your business, right? So these are kind of things we want to do more programs like this. We have three, I guess, a 3-pronged approach, right? Mentorship, right? Incubation and accelerate, right? So the incubation, the mentoring program starts here, where we connect with you. Like, for example, I've been in the field, Ali's been in the field, Allah's been in the field, and we know mistakes that we made and things we can improve. So learn from our mistakes, right? That's the idea. Pair up with us, and other professionals, and understand the do's and don'ts and how you can get to point A to point B a lot quicker, a lot faster. The other point is the incubation program, right? Where you're in high school, or and you're trying to figure out what career you need to go into, right? Or how to apply for colleges. Even working with parents and understanding, different programs you can do to get grants and not have to pay so much in the fees for colleges. That's part of the program. And the third one is, okay, now that you are a professional, you're in college, okay, now you're stuck. Sometimes you want to do this, sometimes you want to change your major. We have a lot of people who change major all the time, right? And they never end up graduating. Or you were a bio major because you wanted to do pre-med, and now you realize you didn't get into med school. Now what do you do with your degree, right? So we could connect you with professionals who were in pre-med and now end up becoming, experts in cybersecurity, for example, right? So we have people in our community that are like that, but they're kind of shy, or they're not exposed. So we want to bring them to our programs, as well as engage you guys in those programs as well. And like Raza had mentioned, we want this to be interactive, and we want to understand what you guys want to know. For the next program we want to make sure we keep your interest in mind and kind of develop these programs based on what everyone is interested in. So the small group, which is good, so we wanted a small group, but maybe it would be good to kind of get an idea of where you guys are, what you thought of this session, and what you would like to see next, if that's okay for everyone, with everyone. Let's start from, where should we start from? Should we start from that side? Your name, just to, you know, your name and what you're interested in is fine. Yeah, yeah. It's good to kind of understand from us because we'll tell you what we did and where we ended up going, and you may not lose that much time that we did. Yeah, exactly. Oh, that's good. Anyone else want to volunteer before, or we just go this way? It's fine. Oh, that's great. Nice. So did any of the stuff that were presented, did that resonate at all? Like, do you see that in your industry? Yeah.
Right, right, right. Yeah, okay. Nice to meet you.
I graduated in psychology and neuroscience. I'm one of the people who pivoted. So now I work for a financial regulator. I do have a few cryptocurrency certifications. I got them right before the market crashed about a year ago. So as you were saying, how you can go in and looking for a certificate or things like that, and then it turns out there's no viable use process as of right now. For example, when I was interviewing with Coinbase, when I was interviewing with them, I believe they had about 6,000 employees at the time. Now they're down to about 3. So, you have to follow pretty much the market trends and everything like that. Yeah, for the cryptocurrency thing, I understand, but blockchain seems very applicable to just a lot of things. Like you were talking about the real estate thing, how you can essentially just have every deed for every house on a blockchain, and anytime someone buys it, you won't have any incidences with local counties saying, "Oh, somebody forged a document that now they have the house deed" or something like that. So I do see the applications in it.
Assalamu alaikum, Brother Jafri. Banker turned entrepreneur.
I've co-founded a few startups. We are working on a logistics online platform right now. Then another one on fintech side. Did my MBA and some courses from Ivy League schools. I've been part of this icon, and mashallah, each and every one over here has something to share. That is the phenomenal part. Even though we have a very small strata portion of this community, but Alhamdulillah, like from Misam to Muzammil so far, everybody has something to do with STEM, and inshallah, this is going to be, some phenomenal input. Raza bhai, thank you very much.
Assalamu alaikum, Raza Square. So my name is Raza Kazmi, and I have a master's in electrical engineering, and I've been in the IT field for the last 30 plus years, and I'm at my last awards, which is like pretty much thinking about like retiring soon. So I've seen everything, and when I started computers, it was from Novel time. I think most of you may or may not even know about it. So I started with my CNE and MCSE and everything. So I pretty much have done everything from like programming to system administration. So right now I'm
mentor right here.
right now I'm taking care of, and please don't say that it's, courtesy of Ali Khan. I am working with New York City Department of Education, and I'm responsible for their overall Active Directory and DNS and PKI infrastructure. So definitely I have like a lot of experience in pretty much everything, including like whatever you guys are talking about lately. Definitely I'm not doing programming anymore, but as far as blockchain and artificial intelligence and open GPT and whatever Google is offering, I am pretty much up to speed on that.
Yeah, assalamu alaikum everyone. My name is Masoom. I'm a first year medical student at NYU School of Medicine. I know today is more about AI, but I found this really interesting. I know radiologists are using machine learning to read X-rays, CT scans, MRIs. So this is applicable to any field. So I found this really interesting, even from a medicine side of view. Yeah, and I just wanted to offer any help for pre-meds. Would love to help you guys out with the MCAT and applications to medical school. So yeah.
Assalamu alaikum everyone. I'm Hasnan. I'm in my third year of architectural engineering. It's very similar to civil engineering. And I currently work for an engineering company. We provide all engineering services, surveying, electrical engineering, architecture, construction. So I see the design phase, and I also see the building aspect. So I meet with clients, and yeah, pretty much everything relevant to construction and engineering is my forte. So if you have any questions, feel free to ask.
Assalamu alaikum everyone. I am in my last year of high school, and I'm thinking to become a bio major. And this presentation was very interesting because I'm thinking of minoring in computer science. It's a very uprising field. Oh, my name is Zahra, and that's my father.
Assalamu alaikum. My name is Abiha. I'm a senior in college right now. I'm double majoring in biology and sociology, and I'm in the application process to medical school right now. And I'm really interested in studying how society influences people's health, because I think humans are situated in a social context. So I think AI and artificial intelligence has a place in how we think about things, and I think there's definitely a place for it in medicine, and this is a really interesting initiative. Thank you.
Assalamu alaikum, my name is Mehdi. I'm in 6th grade, and I guess I'm interested in the engineering and medical field.
Assalamu alaikum. My name is Turab Haider, working as a client services related with the client relations issues and maintaining that food testing codes. And if you guys are looking for a job, if you have experience related with biology, chemistry, chemistry or botany, definitely you can just tell me about it. I can help you. Even I helped to Muhammad and another one more guy Mason to help for him for the job. They started it, but after then they changed their plan to actually Muhammad wanna complete his education. He has only two semesters left. That's why he quit the job after when he started at that time. Then I said, the most important thing, complete the degree. Then after then he can apply for it.
Assalamualaikum. My name is Waji. I am a sophomore in college and I am trying to get into radiology and radiation therapy programs. And I think AI would be really beneficial into medical.
All right, thanks very much, ladies and gentlemen. Ali Bhai, give us an introduction.
All right, assalamu alaikum everyone. So my career began in pre-med, but I was also a comp-sci major as well. And I ended up with a chem minor, thinking that, if I apply for med school with the comp-sci major, I have more chances of getting in rather than, straight up bio major. Then I realized, do I really want to go into medicine another 4 years and then 2 years of this and 2 years of that and fellowship and everything? So I ended up switching and using my comp sci degree and working at IBM. At IBM, it wasn't Novell, I was on the mainframes. So what they were trying to do, I was on the mainframes. It was funny because they thought, put a young person in the mainframe, because at that time, 60% of the mainframe workforce was at retirement phase. They thought if they had young people going in, that mainframe will get life again and they'll start using it. That didn't quite happen. They just renamed, so now the mainframe is based off of Linux now. Part of it is based off of Linux. So anyway, that didn't happen. Then I ended up doing software engineering and cryptography, not crypto, but cryptography, in the middleware security space. After that, I went to distributed computing at a company called CA. And then eventually I thought, this is great, enough programming, let's see what's on the other side. So I ended up becoming an architect, software architect, and then I ended up becoming a solutions architect. Now I'm on the pre-sales side, so I'm selling software now. So when you have the technical background, and you go up to the, let's say, a potential prospect, and you tell technical people that we're going to sell you, use our product, it's going to automate your software delivery and development of your software, they want to hear someone who has experience, right? Someone who's been in the trenches, for example, right? So my background does help. So the point I was mentioning last week with Ali Reza was, many people want to get into the IT field, and they think the only field is system programming or something. There's so many different fields. For example, if you're selling cell phones right now, I can find you a position in the tech field that uses the same skill set that can be used for selling software, right? And there's hundreds of more. Marketing is another example, right? If you're in marketing now, you can get into tech by using your marketing degree, right? And plus, if you have other degrees as well. Anyway, that's my background. Again, I'm here to help anyone who wants help, and I think it's your turn.
Yeah. So I had a very interesting ride. I did my master's from back home, Pakistan, from Karachi University. When I did, I was thinking to go to NED, become an engineer, but I did not have a good number. And I thought that I'm not going to do anything in the world, just give the tuition. And I was giving the tuition at the time. I went to Arba'in, 1993. And Imam Hussain, at that time, very few people used to go, and the life got the reset button. And the button, which is like going more up and up and up. Like what happened is over there, it was only one school, Maulana at that time, one computer school, and there was aptitude test like IBA. So when I thought that I'm going to be in computer science and I'm going to go into aptitude test, I entered into the university. There are 5,000 students. a person who got B or C grade, I never thought that I can be in computer science program. Again, I went to Arbain and I asked from Maula that, okay, all I need is your help so that I can be in professional life. Otherwise, I thought I was giving tuition at that time to all mathematics, science, and everything. But anyway, make the story short, I got into the list among 5,000 people. I got selected 50th person was me, B and C grade, and then over there, computer science was very foreign to me. So I got a group of people, right, and they helped me to complete my master's. Look at that. Yeah. Then I got into a software house over there. Over there, I met a guy who came to America on H1. So he said, Ali, do you want to come over here? I said, yes. So I came over here. And then I started doing development. And then after that, I thought, then Zara was born and I thought everything's fine, nothing else. Then I thought, no, I should move up. So I did my another master's. Then after 3 years, I thought that I should have a soft skills. So I did my MBA. Then after that, I thought I should be in startups. So I went to startups and then mid-sized companies, then Ford Motor Company. And then after 3 years back, I again went to Karbala, came back, and my CTO told me that, Ali, you want to give the tech talk to Stony Brook? I said, you're kidding me? Me and talk over there in hackathon? So I started teaching over there, and from there I met a dean, and dean said, do you want to teach over here? So I'm a part-time professor, chief architect. What I do, I transform business into IT. And hopefully, and whatever you need for next step, right? I think we should talk about it, what we should do into our next, session, and what you guys are interested in. Back to Raza. Yes.
Professors have a question.
Gartner versus Forrester group. Which one? Huh? Which one is better or why? Because I've been dealing with both of them for the longest time, so which one?
Depending upon who you are getting with analysts, right? Are they biased? What is their background, right? And then to me, Gartner is good to get the data, understand, but we need to make the decision on three things, right? Agility, velocity, and cost. If you can do this, right, based on the analysis, I think both are basically marketing documents. Right. Go ahead.
Thank you very much, everyone. Bar Muhammad wa Ali Muhammad Salawat. So before I go on and conclude this session, we have been raised by Maulana Anwar that we would request you to give us, your opinion about how do you feel about this program, and please, sir. Bar Muhammad wa Ali Muhammad Salawat.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Alhamdulillah, it's a step, and I hope and I pray that inshallah more would follow, okay? So that, constant guidance from those who are in the field is available for those who seek it. Okay? Our aim at this center has been, very progressive, not restricted only to prayers, and majalis, and the like, but towards a future that should be dominated by the followers of Imam Sadiq al-Islam. Okay? That is something that should keep in. Whatever field you are, medicine, engineering, sciences, STEM, wherever you are, you must realize that the world received its knowledge from none other than Sadiq al-Islam. That's our heritage, and we should claim it back. And hopefully, in the years to come, we'll see that there's tremendous progress being made in certain fields in Muslim countries, and I don't want to name them, is being done, and probably in a couple of decades, you will see a changing world where once again science will be dominated by those who are the followers of Ahlul Bayt alayhimus salatu wassalam. I pray for your success. Okay. In future also, as I'm happy with your success today. Okay. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless all of you with the best of his blessings, and may he keep you on the path of Muhammad and Ali Muhammad alayhi salatu wassalam. اللهم صل على محمد وعلى محمد ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار اللهم صل على محمد وعلى محمد.
Jazakallah. Thank you very much once again, everyone, to be able to attend this program, and inshallah we'll be holding programs like these more frequently. And this, by the way, this Al-Ajal STEM initiative is not just for ICON. Inshallah, we are trying to coordinate with other Imam Bargas, Shah Najaf, Sijni or Hui Center, inshallah, so that we can target youth from different neighborhoods. Once again, thank you Ali Naqvi and Ali Raza Asir Bhai. Thank you very much for giving us, such a nice talk and giving us, kind of a vision that inshallah we will be pursuing further. And once again, thank you very much. Bar Muhammad wa Ali Muhammad salawat. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad.